Government of Canada and Ontario celebrate opening of affordable passive housing project in Windsor. The governments of Canada and Ontario are celebrating the opening of a 145-unit affordable housing project by the Windsor-Essex Community Housing Corporation in Windsor. September 11, 2023 Municipal Affairs and Housing.
Greetings, my name is DOL. I'm a precision machinist with over 15 years experience in robotics and AI automation, specialized in sustainable manufacturing and climate solutions. I coach women through technical and vocational education and skills training to become highly qualified personnel in STEM. DOL.STUDIO presents Sourcing Smart and Green Products and People globally.
The Ontario News Weekly Wrap-Up. Year 23, Week 37. Information from the Open Government Newsroom, courtesy of King's Printer for Ontario, 2023. Statement. Premier Doug Ford shares Rosh Hashanah greetings. Today, Premier Doug Ford issued the following statement to mark the beginning of Rosh Hashanah. Tonight, at sunset, the Jewish community will gather across Ontario and around the world to celebrate the beginning of a new year in the Hebrew calendar. Rosh Hashanah is an important time for Jewish families to come together and reflect on lessons from the previous year and prepare for new opportunities in the next. This important holy day is marked by the symbolic blowing of the shofar, a ram's horn, communal prayer at synagogues and community celebrations. It is an important occasion to share a meal and observe festive traditions with friends, family, and other loved ones. Rosh Hashanah is also a moment for all of us to recognize and honor the invaluable contributions that Jewish people continue to make in Ontario. I wish all Ontarians who celebrate a joyous new year filled with peace, prosperity, and sweetness. Shana Tova. September 15, 2023 Office of the Premier. News release. Ontario delivering more convenient and connected care in York Region. The Ontario government is making investments in York Region to connect local residents and families to faster, more convenient public health services and emergency care in their communities. September 15, 2023 Health. News release. Exceptional Ontarians celebrated at First Lieutenant Governor's Legacy Award ceremony. The Ontario government is recognizing 15 exceptional Ontarians with awards at the inaugural Lieutenant Governor's Legacy Day event for the work they have done to build a stronger, more inclusive and welcoming Ontario. September 15, 2023 Citizenship and Multiculturalism. News release. Ontario breaks ground on long-term care home in Markham. Construction is underway at a new, Mon Chiang, long-term care home, in Markham. The home is one of 67 long-term care home projects, fast-tracked this fall, with support from the Ontario government's increased provincial construction funding subsidy, for construction starts before August 31, 2023. This is part of the government's commitment to build more than 58,000 new and upgraded long-term care beds across the province. September 15, 2023 Long-term care. News release Y23W Power energizes remote First Nation communities. The community of North Caribou Lake First Nation is celebrating its connection to the province's clean electricity grid after the energization of the First Nation-led Y23W Power Transmission Project, ending the community's reliance on costly diesel generation. Earlier this summer, Burskin Lake First Nation also celebrated its connection to the provincial grid. September 14, 2023 Energy News release Ontario breaks ground on long-term care home in Cornwall. Construction is underway at Ted Laurier Place, a new long-term care home in Cornwall. This is part of the Ontario government's $6.4 billion commitment to build more than 30,000 new beds by 2028 and 28,000 upgraded long-term care beds across the province. September 14, 2023 Long-term care. News release Ontario welcomes $15 million manufacturing investment in Windsor. The Ontario government is welcoming a $15 million investment by Cavalier Tool and Manufacturing Limited, a global manufacturer of mid to large size molds used in several sectors, including the automotive sector. This investment will help the company adopt new technology to increase production at their Windsor facility and create 30 new jobs. September 14, 2023 Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade. News release connecting Ontarians to the tools they need to stay healthy this respiratory illness season. Ontario is reminding everyone to stay safe this respiratory illness season and prevent unnecessary visits to the hospital by staying up to date on vaccinations. Ontarians are encouraged to get their flu and COVID-19 shots as soon as they are available to them. September 14, 2023 Health Statement Ontario making progress in bringing more to Ontario Place. Today, King Gasurma, Minister of Infrastructure, issued the following statement on the submission of an updated Planning Act application to the City of Toronto for the Ontario Place Redevelopment Project. Construction activities are also beginning this fall to upgrade the site's existing infrastructure, such as water, electrical and gas services, and progress continues to be made on repairing the exteriors of the Sinosphere and pods. We also recognize the historic significance of the Japanese-Canadian Temple Bell, and will ensure it is safely relocated from its current location on the West Island to a new location on the redeveloped Ontario Place site. As part of this next phase of work, the site will be carefully prepared for construction, which will include the removal of a significant amount of trees and vegetation across the site. For every tree removed as a result of redevelopment activities, approximately twice as many trees that are native to the area will later be planted to improve and increase the long-term tree canopy on site. We are also engaging with Indigenous communities and seeking their guidance to ensure trees are repurposed where possible and continue to be a part of the future Ontario Place site. We are breathing new life into Ontario Place, creating an iconic tourist destination that will unite friends and families in Ontario and draw visitors from across the globe for generations to come. September 14, 2023 Infrastructure. News release: Ontario making it easier for Peel Region's Black community to connect to care close to home. The Ontario government is investing $25 million to create the Peel Black Health and Social Services Hub, a full-service location for Black individuals and families to conveniently access healthcare and social services in one place, close to home. September 13, 2023. Health backgrounder: Ontario protecting communities against gun and gang violence. The Ontario government is investing more than $2.8 million in new equipment and technology to help police services across the province better protect communities against gun and gang violence. September 13, 2023. Solicitor General. News release: Ontario upgrades 2 GO stations along Stouffville Line. The Ontario government has completed major infrastructure upgrades at Milliken and Agincourt GO stations along the Stouffville Line as part of its plan to deliver more trips more often across the GO network. September 13, 2023. Transportation Court Bulletin: Company owner of apartment buildings fined $3,500 for Environmental Protection Act violation. Convicted: 1432441 Ontario Incorporated. September 12, 2023. Environment, Conservation and Parks. Court Bulletin: Waste Disposal and Transportation Business fined $2,500 for Environmental Protection Act violation. Convicted: Ontario Greenways Incorporated. September 12, 2023. Environment, Conservation and Parks. Court Bulletin: 3 individuals fined $25,500 for Ontario Water Resources Act violations. Convicted: Corey Delahunty, Dale Delahunty, and Daniel Simos. September 12, 2023. Environment, Conservation and Parks. Court Bulletin: 3 individuals fined $4,100 for Endangered Species Act and Fish and Wildlife Conservation Act violations. Convicted: Ashley Schpack, Nathan Lasorda, and James Major. September 12, 2023. Environment, Conservation and Parks. News release: Ontario showcases auto sector during mission to Germany and Switzerland. The Ontario government has concluded a successful business mission to Germany and Switzerland to attract investments and strengthen relationships with economic partners in the auto sector. As part of the mission, a delegation of Ontario organizations promoted the province's auto supply chain and innovations at IA Mobility, the world's largest event for the mobility industry, which includes the auto and transportation sectors. September 12, 2023. Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade. Court Bulletin: Province seizes 209,400 unmarked cigarettes. Description of seizure: Ministry of Finance inspectors, in partnership with the Toronto Public Health Tobacco and Electronic Cigarette Control Officer, conducted a joint inspection at a Toronto business which resulted in the seizure of 209,400 unmarked cigarettes. September 11, 2023. Finance Court Bulletin: Possession of unmarked cigarettes leads to $521,495 fine. Convicted: Randall F. Habach and Darren G. Stewart. September 11, 2023. Finance Bulletin. Government of Canada and Ontario celebrate opening of affordable passive housing project in Windsor. The governments of Canada and Ontario are celebrating the opening of a 145-unit affordable housing project by the Windsor-Essex Community Housing Corporation, in Windsor. September 11, 2023. Municipal Affairs and Housing.
Show some love with a like and share. Connect with us at DOL.STUDIO on social media. We want to hear from you. Subscribe for more local news, business insights, investment trends, and infrastructure developments. This podcast was sponsored by #WithLove Inc. community organization. All things done, #WithLove. Sourcing smart and green products and people globally.